Hey, what's up, gamers? So, in today's video, we are going to speak about GameGlass. I am going to try to explain to you what it is, how it works, how to install it, and how to start making your first shards. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you'll be able to do whatever you want with the application and enjoy your games. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, let's start with what is GameGlass. It's a tool that gives you, simply said, the chance to interact with your games in a little bit more in-depth way and more immersive way. This application is used for all kind of sims like Star Citizen, Euro Truck Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and many more. You can technically use GameGlass for whatever game you like. But how do you use it? If we look on the screen, this is technically how everything looks. You can load it on a tablet, or you can also use it on your phone. Maybe you can use it also on both. It's up to you. And the point of that is to get better immersion and better visualization of the controls that you're using. In that case, I am a Star Citizen player, so for the rest of the video I will be referencing this game. And as you can see on the chart on the screen, you have a lot of controls for Star Citizen, which removes big part of the need to use the game with keyboard, which is actually helping you to improve your immersion a little bit more. Also, if you think about it, if you're flying in an advanced spaceship, you expect to have more kind of screens and MFDs and stuff than a keyboard to press like B and Y, right? So GameGlass, it's technically a tool which allows you to get a bigger immersion in the game you like, and also simplify a little bit more games with more key combinations, for example like Star Citizen. Alright, now after we already know what is the purpose of GameGlass, let's see how we can actually get GameGlass. Once you land on their page, which is gameglass.gg, you'll be greeted by this page, and once you click the get it started today, you'll be prompted to a page and you'll be asked to create account. You have two types of accounts. One is the free account and the second account is the paid account. As you can see, the prices from the paid account are actually pretty reasonable. So if you choose to go through the paid route, you won't be making any mistakes with that. Now you can see on the screen what are the differences. I'm not going to be getting deeper in that, but you will be able to read all this when you come to the web page. After your account is created and you're able to log in, you can just click on getting started, and here you're going to find the download GameGlass button. So click on it, the installation, the download is going to start, and after that you can start installing the application as any other application on Windows. Something really important that needs to be said: if you are planning to play Star Citizen with GameGlass, one of the requirements is that you always start GameGlass as administrator. This is how it has to be done, so your key presses can be registered in-game. How do we do that? There are two ways. One of the ways is right click on the icon and you can run as administrator, or you can make it a little bit permanent approach by properties, advanced, and then you can click this check here, run as administrator. Click OK, apply, and OK. This is going to make sure every time when you start this application, it will automatically run as admin. Alright, so basically this is how the application looks when it's installed on your computer. From the left side, you're going to find several menus. In the middle, you're going to find some information, and you are going to find also official shards, which you can access only if you have been only if you're a paid user, or you can buy them separately. The choice is absolutely yours. Now, when you click on My Shards, this is going to load all of your shards that you have downloaded. So GameGlass have a big marketplace, and on this marketplace you can download already pre-made shards from the community, and you can use those. Before we start creating our own shards, I would like to show you how to download your own and how to browse the market. Now, when you're in the website from GameGlass, on the top menu, you're going to find Marketplace. Click on it, and it's going to load the complete marketplace with shards for many different games. You can see here you have plenty of games with all kind of shards, but of course, the most shards currently used are for Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, and Ace Heist 3. I have no idea what is this. American Truck Simulator, and so on. Farming Simulator. I have to try those games. They seems fun. Anyway, back to the point. You can filter exactly what you're looking for. Really simple. Just click on Star Citizen, and it's going to load Star Citizen. Now, if you want to see certain creator, for example, you can look here, and you're going to see the creator, how many shards they have. That's me, and you can browse just by creators. The first shards that you're going to find here, that's basically the official shards created by the devs, and if you have chosen to be subscriber, you will get access to those for free, or you can buy them separately depending on your needs. You can see the prices are not really that high. Anyway, if you decide that you don't want to spend any money, you can just go with the community shards. By scrolling down, you can see many different shards created by other creators with all kind of builds. Something interesting to note, when you open shard, let's open this one, I don't know from which person it is, you will get pretty important information. In that case, this person didn't provide it, so I will be looking at another shard. Let's look in some of my shards, for example. If you take a look, you're gonna see a preview how the shard looks like. This is what you're going to be seeing on your tablet, and also many of the creators will add information about the shard, which is going to include like resolution, what was the device that was made. It will work mostly for most of the time for most of the devices, but this is good information to have. Also, you're going to find button mapping, as I have included here. For example, I have explained that F3, for example, in Star Citizen is bounded for door open and close, and left out plus N is bind to com station, so you can hail. And you can see in the shard here that we have comms, so when you press this button, it will work with this key combination. There is also links added and so on. So this is information that is actually pretty important. Most people are adding this, but it may happen that you don't have the exact combination, and maybe if the person have done some custom bindings, your keys are not going to work. Enough talking about those stuff. How do you get the shard? You just press add shard to library, and once this is done, the shard will be available inside your shard library in the app on your PC. And the last thing I would like to say before we start creating our own shard is that you can actually use GameGlass on devices like Steam Deck or laptops with touch screens also, but you can do it only via the web browser. What that means is you need to get to this page here, app.gameglass.gg. You have to log in with your credentials, and after that you will be greeted by this page which is going to allow you to load your shards. So that is giving you extra opportunities to use your unused devices. So let's move on and start creating our first shard. Something to mention: if you are a free user, you won't be able to upload your shards to the market, but you can share your shards with the code to your friends directly. So with that being said, we can start, and we're going to click and maximize the screen size, and after that create a shard. Let's click it, and this is what we're going to see in the first time. It's really simple, basic design on the work environment. Now here you can see inspector panel. You can close it, you can open it. You can find also coloring, and you can find panel settings. On the middle you can find naming, so you can name your shard. Let's say my new, it didn't work, let's try again, my new Star Citizen shard. All right, from the right side we can find all the components once we start putting them in the workplace, working space, I'm sorry. And insert is going to open a menu for you, which is going to contain all kind of goodies for the creation of your shards. We're going to check them out in a bit. So the first thing that I like to do is set the resolution from my device that I would like to use the shard. In that case, I'm using a Fire Tablet 10 from Amazon, so I'm gonna set the resolution to 1920. 19, why is not right? Okay, 1920 by 1200 pixels. Okay, after we have created our desktop, working plot, working desktop, whatever you want to call it, we're going to go in insert, and here we're going to find a lot of things that we can actually insert and start creating our shards. We have buttons, we have toggles, we have text labels, panels, dividers, decorations, and we have some pre-built stuff for Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. However, I don't think that you can use those as a free member. So let's start creating our first shard, and let's add our first button. Go through the library, choose the button that you'd like and click on it. This is what is going to happen. The button will be transferred directly to the working environment. You can drag and drop it up and down, left, right. You can basically place it everywhere you like. As you can see, you also have dividers that is going to tell you if you're centered or not, which is actually pretty useful because you can align your buttons in a much easier way like that. So let's place it here, the button, for the moment. You can also increase the size of the button. You can rotate the buttons the way you like, and also you can do those same things from the inspector panel from the right side. You can add your custom location from the buttons. For example, let's say 500. You see how it moved by 600. There you go, your location. Or you can change the width. Let's do it on 500, and we can change the height to, let's change it to 20. Why not? Everything is possible. If you like this kind of buttons, why not? Now you can use also Control and Z. It's going to reset the previous commands. As you can see, it's moving backwards. Or you can do the same thing with the undo button or with the redo button. So what that means, you have just done the perfect size, but by mistake you made it a little bit bigger. You can click undo and it will be the way how you like it. Now, how do we change the text here? Really simple. You can look here, we have text, double click it so it's fully marked, and you can add the name of the button you would like. For example, thrusters, or landing gear. Landing gear. Right. As you can see, the text is a little bit small right now. We can open topography, and then we can adjust all of the text related things. In that case, let's increase the font size. We can make it very, very big, which is not cool. And we can make it just the right size. I think that's the right size for the size of the button. You can also choose to make it bold or not. You can center it. You can put it to the right. You can put it to the left. Let's keep it to the right though. And you can also choose a different type of font. If you don't like the default one, you can just scroll down and find something that you fancy more. You can also change the color. As you can see here, you can put fast code for the color that you would like to use if you already have it, or you can just select the color from the color panel here. You can do the same thing with the button. As you can see, there is a green line right now. You can just click here and you can basically choose whatever color you like. You can make it by yourself. You can choose also the opacity. So let's make it bright green, lower opacity. It looks bad, but it is what it is. You have the option. You can choose also preset colors like this one or this one or this one. Right. So far, nothing complicated. As you can see, it's really simple. Few more things about the buttons. So if you click on icon, let me close the topography, you can actually browse custom icons. So let's say that you don't want to have the text landing gear, but you want to have a landing gear here. You can find it by scouting with your eyes, or you can use the search and you can type in landing and it's going to load a bunch of icons regarding landing or landing gear or whatever you're searching for. So I'm gonna click on landing gear here and it's pretty small, as you can see, right? So what can we do? First of all, I would like to delete the text. We're not going to need the text, and now we are going to make the icon bigger. So there we go. We just made the icon bigger. We can give it a nice fancy color, and you have your first visualization of your button. How do we make the button work though? Really simple. Click on it and then you can click actions. By clicking actions, you're gonna get this menu, and here we can start adding our keybinds. To add your first keybind, you can make it by clicking the button record, and after that you can add the button basically that you would like to have recorded. In that case, I'm gonna press N, which is going to be for the landing gear. So we have already created the first button. I'm gonna add a delay. You would like to have some kind of a delay so there is time for the systems to respond. Something else that I like to do is add a sound effect. Here you can check all of the sound effects that we have. For example, confirmation beep. I like to use those actually. And I'm gonna lower the sound. We don't want to be too loud in our headset, so I'm gonna put it on 50, and that's it. We have our first button. Click done and the button is programmed, which means if you load this button right now on your tablet, it's going to work. When you press it on the tablet, it's going to respond as N, and it's going to do this function, or let's say it's going to do the function related to the button. All right, so let's say that you would like to create your own quantum jump button. How do you do that? It's a little bit different than what we saw just now. You click actions. You still need to record the button. However, here we're going to change it to work only on press. Sadly, we can't really fully see it right now. That's a little bit bugged. So we're gonna choose the press. We're gonna add the delay, but only for this function, only for creating quantum jump button. you need to make it 1500 milliseconds. We're gonna add our sound, and then at the end we are going to add another recordings of the key. We're gonna press, let's leave it on N, it doesn't really matter because that's just a tutorial. And here we're going to choose the option to release. So basically like this, we're going to say we're pressing the button so the game knows, okay, we have pressed button B to initiate the quantum jump. 1500 milliseconds, we hear the beep, and then the game gets the signal of release, which is going to act as launch. You know how quantum travel works in game. You need to hold the button, and by release you start your quantum jump. It's the same thing. You can also add mouse clicks for whatever you would like to have it. You can have toggle states, the delay. You can also create a screenshot button. Basically, you can be extremely creative with what you can create, and you can create shards that can fit your gameplay, which is actually the most important part, and that's the point of GG, in my opinion. I learned to play the game with GG, and now it's really hard for me to play without it because it's very convenient and it works brilliantly, in my opinion. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not being paid or anything, I'm just making a video so I can help you. So you can see that here on the top we have a save button. When you press it, your shard is being saved, so you can always have your progress saved. Keep in mind, it's good idea and good practice to save your shards pretty often. It's not automatically done, so to avoid any kind of progress loss, you just make it yourself more often. Visualization. Okay, let's have a look. For example, I love to make my shards very clean and ordered and well done, so I'll be like adding this kind of a panel, and after that I'm gonna be building my buttons over. So if this happens, like you have a panel but your button is hidden, you can just click here, change layer, and you can choose the action you would like to perform. You can push it forward or you can push it backwards. So another function that you have, extremely useful function also, I have to say, it's the copy or duplicate. So we have already done this button, it's programmed, and we want to have it the same way, and you don't have to make the complete configuration again, right? You can just change the key binding. So duplicate, slide down, duplicate, slide down. It's simple as that. Now, as a beginner, I think this will be more than enough for you to start creating your shards, and with the time, when you play with the application, you will find many different ways to do things differently. I know that there are also another very good tutorials online, which you can always check. We have great communities, so you can always go into Discord and ask questions there too. With all this information that I gave you, I think you will be ready to start creating your own shards. Once you have saved your shards, for example, and you want to see it, you can close this page. Now you can find your shard here, and let's say that you're a paid user and you want to share your shards with the marketplace. The way you do that is really simple. You're going to click on this little icon on the top, and you're going to open the shard information. In the shard description, you can add the description for your button mapping. Hopefully, I hope that this can be changed soon and it can be actually resizable so you can see the text. Right now it's not the most easy to use because you have to scroll down so you can find the text you have written, but I hope this can be changed and it can be actually resizable. From the collection, you're going to choose the game you would like to create the shard. In that case, Star Citizen. You're going to click it, and you can choose is it for tablet or phone or maybe for both. Now, if you're a free user, this is the code that you can use, and you can give it to your friends so they can also use your shard. Or if you're a paid member, to upload the shard to the market, you just click share to marketplace, and it will be uploaded automatically, and let's say 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later you will be able to actually see it in the market as everybody else will, and people can start downloading it and using it. I will recommend that you name your shards pretty clear, put information about the shard, put the resolution of the shard. Don't forget to add your button mappings if there are any changes, so when a person downloads it they can look at this information and know, okay, I need to change this button combination and so on. And with that, I think we're going to finish this video about GameGlass. This was just extremely beginner's guide for you. Hopefully that helped you understand what is GameGlass, how to download it, and how to start making your own shards. If you find this video helpful by any way, please hit that like button. It really helps me as a small creator. And if you'd like to see more gaming videos also from me, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and please leave a comment down below if you have any questions. You can find me in the Discord by the name Sin, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bang, bang, bang.